Luke could use it as a step machine. I feel like I'm in Star Wars. My joy in life is food.
I'm going to put an offer in and see what he says.
Probably shouldn't say that, he's going to get kidnapped. I'm a kid that's eating mud and Play-Doh. Wow. This is a cool hiding space. The most disgusting thing I've ever eaten in my entire life.
Massive shout out to Leanne, the Peloton instructor.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Artisan Electrics, where today we're back in the cider barn and we're going to be showing you how to wire up these understair LED lights, because they've got this fantastic, in fact I'll show you, they've got this fantastic staircase that's being built here. I think it's all going to be built in oak. This is just a sort of a model, scale model of how it's going to be done. Oh, I was going to say Luke could use it as a step machine, but probably not. Each one of these little nooks is going to have an LED strip in it all the way up. And I was going to do a nice little video explaining how to wire up LED strips in series. But yeah, the stairs isn't there yet, unless they're made out of some kind of perspex. No, yeah, they're not here. So instead, we're just going to tie up all the other little snaggy jobs, because we've taken this job on from about 10 other electricians that have been working here. Not literally, I don't know. There's been lots of other electricians working here. And as you can see, there's lots of bits and pieces that are just a bit thrown in. So we spent a few days going through all the wiring, labelling bits, finding out what they're doing, making them proper maintenance free, because although they're in WAGO boxes, some of the WAGO boxes had connector blocks and just like the snappy, oh, I'm out of breath, I should go to the gym. Snappy Wagos, and they're not maintenance free. You can't leave them inside there and just bury them under floorboards. So we've been going through those. This wall here is coming out as well. So we've kind of got to get prepped for that, get some wires that run through the beam there, the cooker beams out. So basically it's up to you. You can kind of either turn this episode off, wait till we're back here for the stairs, or you can just watch us do some faffy little jobs and try and make it somewhat interesting. Ball's in your court, but we'll crack on with the job anyway. I kept getting people ringing up complaining about my driving, so I asked them to remove the sign writing with the phone number, but they did the wrong door. So no, actually it's not. If you watch the previous episode, you'll see I broke it. Max, cut the camera. I just hit a lamppost. I just moved it and I flipping smacked it off a pole. That looks absolutely terrible. And as promised, I sorted it. I actually managed to get it sorted the very same night. I was there till like 11 o'clock up in Northampton getting this repaired. They just got a new door that they happened to have in stock and got it sprayed, and a new bumper. But I just need to ring up the sign writers today and actually get the rest of it. But yeah, enjoy.
Good legs yesterday, regretting that.
You going to the gym?
Yeah.
Flipping heck.
Been 10 days in a row now.
That's not fair. I don't want to be the only fatty in the company. Not that you're a fatty now.
I've stopped drinking as well.
Oh, I think I put it in here. I think I've actually left the feed in here. What? The Lion King. I was singing the Lion King. Why, did you have something against the Lion King? Well then, leave it out, wouldn't you? Alright, so, got these cables here. Obviously, this is not a proper support, I'm well aware, so I'm not doing them tight, I'm doing the zip ties nice and loose. But basically, they're going to be building like some supports there, so I thought I'd just do something just to keep it out of their way. Just makes it look a bit neater, and also it just means they're not worried about hitting it or anything if they're putting up more beams. I think they're coming off of this post here, and they're putting in another big oak post there, and they're going to be building a staircase going up to it. So actually I need to move that light switch up there to the other side of the wall as well. But that's just what before I get a million people moaning that I'm zip tying cables together. These aren't TV cables either, it's all power. I think these are probably either for the LEDs or they're for the LEDs. No, yeah. Take care, my people, don't don't just do things properly. It really aggravates me. The trouble is, that wood, that's so tight there through that wood, I fear that if there's any expansion or contraction or movement, it's just going to crush the cable. So I'm trying to free it up so that it's not stuck in such a ridiculously tight space, but just having a hard time. This just suddenly releases, then bye-bye Charlie to my knuckles. There we go. The trouble is, people think that like WAGO boxes are the cover of all sin. But they're really not. All this is a glorified joint box with a gripper on it. So okay, yes, it does meet the MF requirements, but it's part of the MF requirements. On its own, it's not considered maintenance free. You have to use the correct WAGOs and terminate it in the correct way to actually meet it according to the manufacturer's instructions, which is what you're after. Using these WAGOs inside of it, it's not considered maintenance free. And all of this is all going to be buried and hidden, and very, very difficult to access. So I'm quite concerned really, with the same as the customer, about going over it all just to make sure it is all good, which is why I've freed up that cable, because, well, that's straight away one less potential issue. Tidying things up so we can actually see what goes where, and then just going back over these boxes. And I think I'll just label them as well, so that it's peace of mind for the customer. When he comes along, he can see what it is. The one thing I have noticed is I believe all of those sockets down there are a spur, which is an issue because it's probably on a 30 amp breaker, this section of the house. And so that means you've got spurs off spurs off spurs. So the option will be either to find the first point and make it a 13 amp fuse spur, or the best option, I think, in my opinion, would be to put the whole thing on a 20 amp breaker rather than a 32 amp breaker. So that way, if there is any figures of 8 in the ring or any other spurs and issues, at least you've not got 2.5mm cable out on its own protected by a 32 amp breaker. So I think that's something that I'm going to suggest, rather than trying to rewire it and get legs back and things. I just think it's not realistic because I don't even know where it goes. So yeah.
I'm going to contact that thing he took this afternoon and ask him for advice and ask what steps I should take.
Good.
Get that booked up.
Thompson training.
Huh?
What, Thompson training?
Yeah.
Thompson training is the college that I went to, well, I finished my MVQ with. And that's the one Ruben is now going to. I probably shouldn't say that, he's going to get kidnapped.
I will be flooding the college.
Someone could literally stick him in their backpack. That's the one that I'm telling him to go to. It's absolutely brilliant, in Bury St Edmunds. And they haven't even paid me that much to say that. I don't even think they watch YouTube. But yeah, get yourself calling them up.
Yeah.
They're just not signing off.
Exactly, but then that's legal, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and you know, I really doubt you're going to be in jail, like dealing with the rapists for it. But it's you're only going to come unstuck if something goes wrong.
Seriously wrong, yeah, and you set a house on fire.
That's the trouble. It's same with like most HSE regs and that kind of thing. It's like you can get away with it for a long old time, but if something goes wrong, you've got no comeback, because it's like, okay, you might be able to justify to a client why you're competent and qualified, but do you want to justify it to a barrister, like, because you just killed, like that kid that was killed by the outside lighting at the pub? Awful. David Savoury did a video on it, absolutely tragic.
Really?
Yeah. And it's like an electrician mate of his, an electrician mate, didn't put an RCD on using 3036 rewirable fuses and that kind of thing, looking like it from pictures. You think like, probably got away with it. He was in his 60s, I think, probably got away with it for decades. But now they're in prison.
Really?
Because he didn't have anything to fall back on.
Yeah.
But to be fair, doing something that sloppy, I think even if you're qualified, it's not going to make a difference.
No.
But accidents happen. You know, you've got the human error in every job. It's inevitable. Let's say you're the best electrician in the world. Okay, that might lower your chances of doing something wrong from 1 in 100 to 1 in 10,000.
Yeah.
But then if you do enough jobs, that 10,000th job is going to come along. And if opportunity meets circumstance, then, you know, stuff can go wrong. But then as long as you know you've tried your best and you can prove that you're qualified and competent, you've got a lot more comeback.
Yeah, so I wouldn't try and do anything by myself for probably at least well over a year.
I think do them like little bits that you're
At my
confident
house
with
and
around
stuff.
your house or
Yeah.
something. Like, I used to do bits.
Oh yeah,
that,
I did those lighting things, the downstairs spotlights and things like downlights.
Yeah,
I've got to do an extractor fan this week actually as well.
it's good practice, stuff like that. But I wouldn't. But then that's like you're taking that risk for yourself and your family. This is the most disgusting thing I've ever eaten in my entire life. And I'm a kid that's eaten mud and Play-Doh, and that was probably in my late teens. This genuinely, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like the most disgusting Play-Doh you've ever eaten. And if you don't believe me, order it, eat it, and let me know how it is in the description below. I know this is sealed just because I've got 2 of them, but I wasn't brave enough. You know it's bad if I can't even finish it. I had about 2 bites and the aftertaste was actually making me gag. I don't know how you can get strawberry and white chocolate oat cookies so bad. I guess they probably had to use whey and all that other stuff that messes up my stomach. Yeah, it was just truly horrendous. If you like, £500 prize to who can make the best cookie that's actually quite healthy, minimal sugar, high protein, and it's got to be delicious. Send it to the company address. I'll eat it, I'll judge it, and for the £500 prize, terms and conditions may apply. Yeah, I look forward to seeing your entrances. So currently there's a switch there. You can see that. There you go. There's a switch there, and it wants moving up and over to here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump up in the loft and see if I can see the cable popping down. And if I can, we'll just disconnect it, pull it up, cut a box out, drop it down elsewhere. It should be quite an easy little job. Yeah. Right. Good luck getting up here, Max. At least I feel like there's less likely to be wasps in this one. This is sketchy. Come on in, the water's great. I see, so this is where it attaches onto the old part of the house. Right, okay, let's have a look. Wow, this is a cool hiding space. Well, the good news is, if we find the light switch out there, I can easily poke it through here and just literally run it round and drop it down that space. The only question is, I don't know if he's going to want it in Copex, metal Copex, which I don't have any on me. I don't know, sitting on an edge like this makes me feel like I'm in Star Wars. Another one where there's like, I was about to say there's like lightsabers. A New Hope, I think, Luke Skywalker and Leia, where they're running around and they're on the edge of a big drop and there's stormtroopers chasing them. That's how this feels. Dibsy, not Leia. Right, I'll follow you. Is that the switch line there? No. It's got to be the switch for the bathroom lights there, because you've got a feed coming out and up to the fan as well. But I don't see anything as yet for the other spots. All right. Oh no, yeah, that's not the one we're moving though. You donkey brain. You can't, the cables are coming from below. The customer's quite confident they're coming from above, but there's not, there's a load coming from below as well. So if he wants that switch moved to over there, probably gonna have to do like a kinetic or something. It's gonna be easier to have the door open that way than it is to move that switch. But I have to speak to the client about it, because if I move that, then that'll involve probably chasing out that and lifting up some of this floor. Or, as I say, doing some sort of wireless option. It's not actually as simple as it was meant to be. Story of my life.
Do I want to buy a tool bag? What one
Vito TP.
Have you?
Yeah.
How much?
I think new, they're about, I think I paid about $240.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, sick. I'll have a look. I'm scared he's going to come and catch me now. So Corey, being the lovely guy he is, offered if I wanted to buy a bag of him. A nice Vito bag. Second hand, bear in mind. I go, how much, Corey? He goes, oh, what, 100 quid? He goes, I paid 250 for it brand new. It's a lovely bag, don't get me wrong. But then I went online, Look, £110 plus that. Sneaky. So, I'm going to put an offer in and see what he says. What should I offer at? Seriously, 50, 60, 50? I feel that's a bit low. I hate... Okay.
What? Why
So
are
what-
you being sketchy?
Well, we had a discussion,
Right.
and Max said offer 50
50.
for the bag.
I don't know if I still want it. I didn't know it was that cheap. Either. I want to look it up. I bet
What was in your
you
call?
probably on Alibaba. It's like 120 quid.
No, they are 125 brand new.
125. What off like loadout or whatever?
No, look, I'll show you.
Yeah, I want to see. I think you're all conning me.
129, 110, 128,
Yeah,
128.
let me ask you. Is that one signed?
I was going to say, has it been in Cory's hands?
Yeah, that's the question. I'll have a think actually.
Yeah?
Have you got the cash on you right now?
I can ping it, or
Yeah.
bank transfer, or you can
Yeah,
always,
that would be quite nice actually.
you can always
What's
put
that?
the contact off
That
if you
could go
want.
towards some new snowboarding goggles actually.
It's entirely up to you.
Yeah, I mean if I was nice I would just give it to you. How does that sound?
If I was
should I
rude,
just give it to you?
If I was Ruben, you'd probably give it to me, but no, it's fine.
No, I'll give it to you.
No, I don't want it for free.
Good, 'cause I was gonna say no. No, do you know what the cheeky thing is? I offered Ruben that bag.
And he said no?
Yeah. And I offered him my climb bag as well. And he didn't say no. What did he say, Max? It was like,
It's too big.
oh, no, I'll think about it. It's a bit big.
Then
I'll
Jordan's
think
got
about
one
it.
of
I've just
these.
offered you it for free.
But he's got one of these now, which is even bigger.
Yeah, no, it's smaller than the climb bag
Oh,
that I
is
was
it?
going to give him, yeah. I wasn't going to give him my big climb bag. Well, actually, no, to be fair, I said to him, you can have the big one, or I've got a little one, which I paid for. The big climb bag, Klein gave to me for free, all right? But the little climb bag, I paid proper money for that, and that was over 150 quid. That I paid
money.
actual, like, real life
Real
money.
legal
Yeah, like
currency.
legal currency.
Did Vito give you that one?
No, Vito have never given me anything. I paid for that. In fact, I've had that bag that I'm using at the minute for years, wherever it is upstairs. I've had that one for like, I bought that when I was living up in Newcastle.
Yeah.
Let's go get a coffee and snack.
Cool.
Forget, how about, all right man, you can have the bag. He's just polishing his knife in front of me. How about we just call it quits on the bag and you buy me a coffee? Oh yeah, can I get a chai latte please?
Hot. Got 3rd-degree burns.
Wow, cheers. That's incredible. That's not a pancake.
It's like a muffin.
I've realised my joy in life is food. Straight up, no denying it.
I can't wait to see what Lou writes for it.
How is that a pancake? Right, I'm gonna take a picture of this. I hate being the basic one
I
to
know.
take a picture of it, but mate, that actually deserves a picture. It might even deserve a portrait mode picture. Mate, that is pretty amazing.
I do wish we did sit at a table that we had to eat by our ankles though. I'd go for 9 out of 10. I don't know why really.
That was an absolutely incredible lunch. It's called Hot Numbers, and it's out in Royston. It's not sponsored, but if you're in Royston, I'm going to put the link in the description below because you need to check this place out. And you see that coffee bean bag wall. I think they said if you donate £2.50 to the air ambulance, you can take one. Not off their wall, but they'll give you one, which is pretty sweet. I'm looking at getting place soon. As soon as I get my new place, I might do something with that. Might cover some furniture, maybe even for my camper van. Could like do a coffee bean wall. Absolutely best lunch I've had in a long, long time. Attractive women are attracted to sourdough. They don't actually care about money, status, wealth. Generally, sourdough bread and avocado, that's all they want. By the way, I don't think we've introduced Luke properly, but this is Luke. I introduced him as Luke, as Ruben. Luke is an adult learner, learning to be an adult. He's done an electrical course at college. It's level 2 and 3. Is it 2365?
Yeah, it took me 3 years to do it all together. 2 years in an evening course, on a Tuesday evening and a Thursday evening, and then the third year I just did it in that 8-week course. So I took some time off work and did a whole block of 8 weeks, Monday to Friday, 9 till 5, and yeah, I had to drive all over to Kent for that, and yeah, just finished off my level 3 that way.
And you were working at, I think he was working at Men's Health before that, so...
Men's Fitness.
Yeah, Men's Fitness, so...
As an editor.
I thought you said you were an underwear model.
No.
Oh, that was before. It's cool, I think, tracking Luke's progress, like, not in a condescending way, but there's so many people that watch the channel that are learners and ask, oh, what courses did you do? My course was the 2357, which is the English MVQ level 3. And then after that went on to do different bits and pieces for whatever I wanted to specialise in. But that was my base training, if you like. And Luke will have the same qualification, but just a different way of going there. So it'll be built, the British framework of qualifications is built in 2 parts, your knowledge units and your practical units. So the 2365, that whole course basically covers the knowledge units of the 2357. So now he's coming to do his apprenticeship, his MVQ level 3. He only has to do the practical units, so just fill out a portfolio, an MVQ portfolio. So that's how that's going. Maybe if you've got any questions about that or about learners and that kind of stuff and how he got into it, then just message him on Instagram.
Yeah, I've actually had quite a few people message me through Instagram and asking about it, sort of things, in the same situation and what it's like. But yeah, I don't mind speaking to people.
What is it like?
It was good. I mean, it's nice doing it as an adult sort of thing. I wish I did do it when I was younger. Obviously, because you get it paid for as well, which is obviously a lot cheaper. But
That's cool. It's backing music to your story.
Partner, thanks.
Yeah, well, I think it's pretty cool. But did you find that like you still had a lot to learn after just doing that course?
Yeah, but I think where you're a bit more mature, you pick it up a lot easier, a lot quicker. It's not like when you're at college and that, as an adult, everyone's in the same boat. You've paid a lot of money. You actually want to properly learn, and I find you obviously you do pick up a lot quicker as an adult learner.
Yeah, I think that's true. And like, would you say, because a lot of people do the 2365 course that you've done, and then they go straight away and start a business, or
there was a couple of people in our class doing that, and I mean, if you're very confident and stuff, then why not? But I'd like to. I mean, at the end of the day, you're just doing the college. You're not getting the experience you need to be competent or confident enough to go on your own, sort of thing. Yeah, so as much as it's nice and legally you're allowed to, I wouldn't personally do that. I'd get the experience first.
Yeah, well, I mean, legally it's a big old minefield of red tape definitions. Is it part 2 of the Regs book 7671, define competence, you know, so yeah, well, anyway, that's Luke, and he enjoys long walks on the beach and owls.
And Peloton.
And what?
Pelotons.
Oh, Pelotons, really?
I've lost a stone.
You have a Peloton?
Yeah.
How much is Jordan paying you?
Not enough.
They're like flipping well expensive.
I've lost a stone now.
Lost a stone?
10 days.
No, what?
Yes. All because Leanne, I'm a Peloton instructor.
Oh man, well, massive shout out to Leanne, the Peloton instructor. Right, so that wall basically has just been a right pain. There was already some boxes there that were really deep, and it's so crumbly, we're struggling to get the depths right. So what I'm going to do instead is just fit 47 mils, so they're all the same depth, chisel it back to about 43 or so mil, just to leave a bit of an overlap, or 42 mil. We'll get all that tidied when we get back, but Luke's going to sort that and have a little clean up and stuff. I'm going to go do a survey around the corner, a quick EV quote, because I had that on my schedule for after work, but I think while we're waiting for the boxes and a couple bits to be delivered, I might as well go sort that and come back, and then it sort of kills 2 birds with 1 stone. I just sent him the link. Mate! ideal option would be to fish along the tails which go up inside the cavity and see if we can pop inside. Then it's going underneath here up to that cable there, but there's a duct that will be pre-installed for us before we come, so that all we have to do is fish through that duct, pop up and pop into the garage. Great.
Did he deliver? Oh, good. I won't have to smash his face in after all.
Right, so we're finished here, managed to get it all level. Luke had a bit of a tough time chiseling out the back because there was already a couple of boxes in there and they were all different levels. It just looked a right mess. So we've chased them all out to the deepest point. I've just stuck a little bit of fireboard in the back there, so we've got something nice and flush and flat to stick to, and I've got some 47mm boxes. So that now is spot on that way, spot on level, and it'll just make it a lot easier for the plasterer, and it just feels better doing it that way rather than messing around like trying to get them all level. Sometimes just sticking a bit of fireboard in the back makes your life a whole lot easier. That's all been galv banded up. Got that drop down ready. Everything's set now, so everything is literally set ready for these stairs. Once this is built, that can be dropped in. But this is all being knocked out. I think this is all being knocked out, and this is all being replaced with some beautiful oak staircase. So if you've stuck on this far in this video, and if you've actually enjoyed this episode, well, then you might as well like and subscribe, because you've got this far. And to be honest, it wasn't particularly the most interesting job to film. So come back when we're back here, because that is actually going to be an awesome job. We're going to be soldering a load of LED strips. I'm going to do them all in, I'll wire them all up in series, I think, back to some control box somewhere. Maybe we'll do them off Lutron. I don't know, we'll just figure it out when it's built, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it all. So see you then.